My name is Nick. I'm a full-time trader and entrepreneur. We put out tons of stuff for free for traders.
These are real trades. This is real money. I'm putting my money on the line.
This is going to be a live trading video here, locking in over $1,000 on this trade.
Wow, I'd love to get in on this.
Technical insights that really look good to me.
There we go. We're live.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another stream. Thanks for being here. I saw you guys who are already in the chat waiting to be a part of today's stream. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I know you guys, there's a lot of you who every day you make this part of your routine, just kind of like how it's part of my routine to jump on here and to talk markets. You know, there's some days where I don't particularly want to be on camera, or there's days where I don't want to, do a live stream and stuff like that. But the reality of it is, sometimes discipline is a hard thing, but it's a good thing, right? There are days where you don't want to manage your risk, but if you break that rule, it can cost you a lot. And so for me, I try and stay consistent with these streams. It is part of my daily routine. It is something that, I enjoy doing, truthfully, in most scenarios. But there are times, of course, where you just don't want to, right? But today we're going to push through, because there's some stuff that we can talk about. There's some markets that are moving, that are interesting. And so we're going to do that together. So with that said, happy, what is today? Today is Tuesday. You guys, it's almost the end of the year. Is that not so crazy? That's got to be the craziest thing. This has been a quick year. I mean, every year seems fast, but it really has been kind of crazy. 2020, honestly, I guess 2020 felt a little faster because a lot of us were sitting at home and not doing a whole lot. So definitely one of those things, you gotta count your blessings for what you got, and every day is a blessing. So thank you guys, like I said, for joining me back for another one. Honestly, it's one of those things. There are times where you don't want to do certain things, but you just got to count your blessings and realize that, hey, you know what? There's a lot of worse things that you could have to do or be doing. So happy to be here, blessed to be here. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's talk some markets. Let's take a look at some things. And without further ado, let's jump in. So let's look at the currency heat map just to get an idea of what is on the move today first. And then we'll take a look at some things. So JPY coming in strong today. So if you're trading the JPY pairs, the yen is coming out on top. So if you're trading things, for example, like NZD JPY right now, this pair is probably moving down. We could take a look at, for example, pound yen. So we could say pound against the yen, you can see, is quite weak today, and most things against the yen. Dollar yen here looking weak today. You've got the AUD against the yen, right, looking weak. So the yen coming out as the top currency of today. You've also got some euro strength. That's kind of an interesting thing. So you've got the euro against the dollar popping up today, euro against the pound, and then really these euro against the those Pacific currencies, those AUD and NZD currencies looking quite interesting. So we'll have to take a look at some of those, see what's going on with AUD and NZD today, as those seem to be some of the bigger losers. And then I would like to talk about gold a little bit. It's in the title today for a reason. But by the way, let me just clarify where I'm looking, because I always get the question later on and I have to go type it out a bunch of times. The website that I'm looking at is a1trading.com. Chandler was nice enough to throw it up there in the bottom left for us. Chandler is the producer here. And so you guys can go to the site and use it anytime you want. Check it out. There's your confetti for the day. A1trading.com. Jump in there. Check it out. Bookmark this site. A lot of people use this every day. And it's kind of cool because we can actually see that on the website analytics. There's a lot of people who, are like returning users, which is exactly what it's here for. I hope you use it every day. But people use like our lot size calculator, and then the currency heat map, and a whole bunch of free stuff that you can grab access to. So here is the for example, if you like COT data, you can read about it. You can use it on the site. And so please feel free. It's there for you. You might as well use it. Doesn't cost you anything. And it's a bunch of free tools that could be helpful to you. So with that said, let's jump over to the charts. We'll take a look at some of these different currency pairs that we just mentioned. So yeah, the pound is really moving today. We can take a look at the pound. We'll get to gold. I will probably take a minute to get to gold, just because remember that, everyone, I mentioned this a couple times on stream each week, but gold is like one of the most popular markets for us to talk about. So I tend to wait towards the end of the stream to discuss it, just because I want to do it when more people are in here so that I don't have to keep repeating myself on it. So we will get to gold. If gold is something you'd like to look at, stay tuned for me for a little bit, and we will go along there. So let's take a look at Euro GBP. So interestingly enough, the Euro seems to be being favored here. We're seeing some strength come into the Euro against the pound, and the Euro across the board, I believe, is having a pretty strong day. Now, if you've been following along, I'm not a big Euro bull. I'm actually a Euro bear. So there may be some setups here, in my view, to look for shorts. Should we see some form of a reversal? Probably more interested in Euro USD, which maybe we'll talk about later on in the stream as well. But yeah, Euro popping to the upside today, Yen popping to the upside. Both of those are opportunities, in my view, to short those currencies for the time being. Now, please remember, that is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm telling you my thoughts and my opinions. Please understand that trading involves a lot of risk, and you can lose money in this stuff. And most people do. So please be careful. Okay, so yeah, we saw this big move to the upside. Nice strong candle. These are the 4-hour bars that you're seeing here. And then we saw this retracement on Euro Pound, right down to that 50% retracement. Honestly, I was watching it yesterday, and I was saying maybe a pullback to this 61.8 would be a little bit more attractive if you're just looking for a momentum play. If you were bullish on the Euro, I probably can't take this trade myself. Just fundamentally, I don't love it. But the other side of things is that if this starts to fail, you see like a breakout to the downside, maybe there's some continuation plays. That would be my more interesting scenario. But from just a purely technical analysis standpoint, I know a lot of you guys are just technical traders. You don't care so much for fundamentals. If you're just going for a momentum play, there may be like ideas of, pull back to that 61, continuation, maybe a swing trade there, just running back to the top. The reason I pulled this one up specifically is because I know someone in particular in the group who is currently trading Euro GBP and is doing pretty well. I think they caught some of the long action before this big move. So I'm not sure if they're still in the trade or not. Shout out to, who you are if you're in the chat. If you were trading Euro Pound, congrats to you. Nice trades there, and glad that has worked out for you so far. I believe I'm not sure if you trailed stops or took profit or whatever, but either way, it's great move there to the upside. So if you caught that, whether you're on the side of this trade or not, that was a nice move there. So we'll take a look at some more pound pairs before we jump over to other things. Let's take a look at pound dollar here. GBP USD coming up on the screen here. And check this out, you guys. Exactly what we talked about yesterday. I didn't take the short, and I really wish I did. So I guess I could play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game right now. But I actually talked about this exact scenario on yesterday's stream. I talked about, if price came up to this level, be aware that sellers are there's like sharks in the water, right? Because look at this thing. This thing is structurally very bearish. The dollar is fundamentally very strong. And so as the pound came up here, you can see this retracement, right? Lots of strength. It came right up to that 61.8. It came right up to that previous level of resistance that we pointed out in yesterday's stream. If you were here for yesterday's stream, we talked about this exact scenario when price was like over here, right? We were saying, hey, you know what? Watch out for that pop to that 61.8, especially with this trend line, with this structure of resistance, with the 61.8, like everything lined up and said, okay, that right there, you got to watch out for the sellers. Because if you're a buyer, and if you remember yesterday, we talked about how we thought, short term, pretty good chance of seeing this thing run up to that level. So again, yesterday's stream, let's count it out. So we're talking about the 9th of November at 9 a.m. Let's go to the 8th of November at 9 a.m. We were talking about it right here, you guys, and we said, okay, maybe some momentum plays, maybe some continuation plays up to that 61.8. That's exactly what we saw. You can go watch yesterday's stream, and this is what we talked about. I don't get it right every time, and I'm not going to act like I do. Please don't get it twisted. I'm not here saying, oh, see, I said this and it did it. But we did talk about this exact scenario, and it is cool when analysis plays out. You got to admit, it's kind of cool. So price came all the way up, just tagged that 61.8 and say, hey, how you doing? And then it dropped from there. Right? So now the question is, do we get the follow through? And I would say, again, I'm not always right, and I'm not here to predict the future, but I would say that it does seem like the path of least resistance for the pound dollar is a return back down to the bottom of this range. Is that going to happen in a day or two? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, right? Considering that, markets don't move in a straight lines. They usually, move in waves. They move back and forth. But again, we just tagged that 61.8. That was a beautiful area of resistance here that we talked about, like I said, on yesterday's stream. And sure enough, we've seen the drop so far. Can we get some follow through? Maybe you'll see some consolidation, but I do think that, you've got two targets here for the pound dollar, in my opinion, for places that we could go in the next few days, maybe the next week or two, here on the pound dollar. If price is going to just continue to trade in this downtrend, we're looking at a 1 hour chart, I think it's very reasonable to say target number one could be something like 1.348. And target number two would be that low of the year at 1.344. Okay, so that is my idea on the pound dollar. Is it a prediction? Kind of. But again, remember that I mention quite often on my streams that I don't like to try and rely on making money based on prediction, because it's very difficult to predict the markets. Ask an Instagram guru and they'll tell you the opposite. They'll say, oh, it's very easy. You just got to look for this candlestick pattern and this, and oh, I know exactly. And then you ask them from my FX book and they're like, right? Let's be honest. So, but either ways, so the idea is this, as a trader, as I've said many times on the stream, the goal is not to try and predict the market's every move, because I'm going to get it wrong. You're going to get it wrong. We're all going to get it wrong at some point. The point is, when you're wrong, what do you do with it? And when you're right, what do you do with it? The greatest example I can give you ever is that I bought Tesla and I put $7,000 into Tesla, $7,000 or $8,000 into Tesla back in 2021. And of course, that was a trade that really worked out. If you know anything about Tesla, Tesla has just gone parabolic to the upside. But when I put that money in there, I knew the risk and I knew the reward. I said, I don't know what's going to happen with Tesla stock with certainty. I like the company. I like the risk to reward. And I think it's worth putting my money here and saying, okay, this is either gone, it's just nothing, or it's going to really, really rally. And it paid out, right? And that's the nature of trading in general, in my view, is looking at things and saying, okay, I know there's a chance that I'm completely wrong about this and that I'll take a loss. If you can get past that, if you can say that to yourself and you can truly understand that I can be wrong, I can be an idiot, and things can go completely the wrong way, that's going to be a great step towards becoming a successful, profitable trader, because successful, profitable traders understand that the markets are way bigger than you and I. We don't know how to predict them, certainly. We only know how to take calculated risks. And so that is the name of the game, in my view. So that 61.8, of course, in hindsight, I didn't take the trade. I had another trade that I took on AUD/USD, which played me a little bit. I was able to just take a break-even trade, but had some profit on the table, hit break even, but maybe we'll talk about that later on. And I did film it, so you'll be able to see that trade on YouTube. We had a trade yesterday that so I took, let me, for the true followers of the channel, you saw yesterday that I took AUD/USD short, made some money on that, right? I think I made $300 or so. Then I took AUD/USD short again this week. Haven't seen the video. The video hasn't come out yet. I took it again short, and I made $7. At one point, I was like up 150, but I ended up taking a break-even trade. Again, markets don't always cooperate. They don't always do what I want them to do. And unfortunately, that's for all of us. But my goal here with pound dollar, like I said, is to say, what's the path of least resistance? What's the risk willing to take? And for me, it'd be like, okay, maybe pullbacks, maybe setups intraday. Maybe there's something that you could look for to try and get in this trade. But again, the risk to reward, in my view, let's say I just sold at the retest of this trend line. Not saying I would do that, but I'm just saying, if that was the scenario. And I put a stop loss here, and I said my take profits, if I were to set take profits, could be, here and here, right? That's a scenario in which we're saying, if I'm wrong, just get me out, minimal damage. If I'm right, let's make this thing work, right? And that's really the name of the game when it comes to trading, in my view. So we'll keep going. There's more charts to look at today. We will get to gold. Don't worry. Let me take 1 second to pause and try and pay attention to the chat. I'm sorry for the rambling. It's important to try and jump in here on the chat as well. Nice mindset right there. Thank you very much, Dells. Thanks, bro. I'm a legend in the Forex market. I believe you are. That's great. At last, I can watch today's live. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate all you guys for being here with me live and choosing to spend your time here. We're doing work together today, and hopefully you get something out of it. Hey, before the stream keeps going and before I forget to say this, do me a favor. If you're new to the stream, if this is your first time watching a stream with me, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. And if you subscribe, you'll get access to more free trading content. This stuff doesn't cost you a dime. It does cost our team money to produce this show. We have people involved, and it takes an army to make all this content possible. Trust me. But you guys are here for free, and I want you to keep coming back and hanging out with us. Of course, we make a little bit of money on ad revenue, which helps to keep the lights on, quite literally. But yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Very true. You cannot predict the market. The market is very difficult to actually predict consistently. Shader Nick. I don't know what that means. Are you sliding on me? I caught that GBP USD sell. Hey, nice. Congratulations. I wish I had as well. Shoulda, coulda, woulda on my end. No, but congrats to you. Good job. Just making sure I catch everything that's of importance. At least I can. Okay, cool. USD not liking Powell today. What's the dollar doing? We'll take a look at the dollar. Well, actually, the dollar is looking strong, at least compared to the pound. Maybe the pound is just very, very weak, but we'll take a look at that. Can't believe how you do this all for free. Well, Ram, please understand, I'm not going to try and act like a saint. We make money here. We have a media business. We have sponsors. We do advertising. We make money by being here, myself and my team. But I also make money trading, and I really do trade, and I'm not, blowing smoke. I'm not claiming to make, millions from the markets or anything like that. But, we have a model here. We're able to put out free content and rely on sponsors to make that possible. So you guys just being here helps to continue to let the show go on. So yeah, I don't want to act like I'm a saint. Oh, I just do this all for free. No, this is part of my career, right? And our team here at A1 Trading. So let's keep going. We'll take a look at some more markets. Let's see what is pound yen doing. So GBP JPY still sitting there at the bottom. Didn't quite come down to that 61.8 that we talked about on the daily chart. I am still interested potentially in looking at that 61.8 and this zone of support here on the daily chart. If price dips a little bit further, perhaps, possibly, we could look at that. That would be one that I could see looking for opportunities to try and go long on. Is your what's your service fee? We have all the information if you'd like to join our private service. It's a Discord community that we offer for our members, and all the membership details are down below in the description. If you like the free stuff, trust me, the paid stuff is much better, and we do a lot of work to make it that way. So check it out. It's down below in the description if you would like to learn more. But yes, GJ, I like the 61.8 here. If price comes a little bit deeper, then I would probably pay a little bit more attention, but we seem to be just kind of holding our own here, back and forth here, starting out the week. Let's take a look now. We looked at euro pound, we took a look at pound dollar, and we look at pound yen. Let's move off of the pound pairs for a moment here and see if we can just take a quick look at good old fashioned gold. Let's take a look at gold today. So we've talked about gold last week, or yesterday, we talked about gold quite a bit. Last week, we talked about it quite a bit as well. But today, we really are sitting at a decision point for gold. If you are trading gold, here's your daily chart view, and here's the big picture of what's going on. A lot of traders are looking at it on the 10-minute or like the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute chart, but hopefully this gives you a little clarity as to where we sit on a big scale. If you have been watching me for a while, you know that I'm a little bit more of a swing trader. I'm looking at bigger moves in the markets and trying to catch some of those bigger swings. Now, when I talk about bigger swings on gold, we are in the midst of, a big ranging market. So even though recently we've seen really good trends to the upside on the lower time frames, the big picture is still very much caught up in a back and forth range bound environment. So my question here now, and probably the question of most swing traders, daily chart traders, is looking at gold, this level of resistance, can it hold or is it going to break? Now, my first reaction has to be, with all the dollar strength recently and with gold being in a range bound market, my first reaction has to be hesitant that we can break out, right? Is that a guarantee that we that we cannot break out and that it's impossible. No, we could totally see gold bust out of this range and make a move. In fact, that would be very interesting too. But my first reaction has to be hesitant and skeptical of this zone, which you're talking about heavy supply, right? Each time this market has sold off, you're talking about billions of dollars exchanging to push that market back down. So there's clearly a seller in here that's saying this level is a supply zone. This is an area to sell gold. And so right now, if you're looking at gold, you've got to be hesitant. You've got to be saying, okay, well, how's this level going to react? First reaction, in my view, has to be skeptical of a breakout, skeptical of momentum, because again, we have to respect the structure of the market. We've seen this area sell off several times. It's reasonable to say we could see a little bit of sell pressure. Now, you have to understand too, if you were to take a sell trade here, right? Think about this for a second. If you were to take a swing trade to the downside, right? Let's say you just shorted gold at resistance here, and you believe that the dollar is going to stay strong. You think gold is not, as more of a sell up in these regions. You're talking about a significant risk to reward. That is 8,200 pips compared to 1,500 pips to the upside if things were to go against you. Now, of course, that's a big risk if you're, working on a small account. And truthfully, I don't recommend trading gold on a small account anyways. But if you're a swing trader and you're looking at gold, you've got to also see the bigger picture and say, okay, this is a supply zone. So it is entirely possible that this thing just comes right on back down. Right? Again, that's been the pattern of 2021. We've seen this area do this time and time again. Remember when price came up here, well, you might not have been trading. This was a while ago. A lot of you guys might be newer to this stuff or may have not been paying attention to gold, but at this time, but we were talking about this on stream all the time. Same concept back here. We said, okay, we double topped here, but now it looks like we got momentum. Here's our chance. Are we going to break out here and continue? And look what happened. We saw several months of selling, consolidation, and several months more, we were finally back up to that point. So don't put it past the sellers to take control of this market. It may look bullish right now, but it could turn bearish in just a heartbeat. Now, that's not what I'm saying is going to happen either. So I'm not saying that gold is a short here. I don't personally love to short gold in general, just because it is a market that inherently goes up over time. They don't make any more gold, but they certainly print more dollars, right? So that causes a natural flow to the upside over long stretches of time. So not necessarily immediately, and we could certainly see some great short opportunities, but maybe look for some lower time frame consolidation, maybe look for a breakout back down the other direction if you're looking for shorts. But for me, the biggest interest, truthfully, is actually this. If we see, I don't expect this to happen, but if it happens, a break and retest on gold could be beautiful. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I was saying the exact same over here, and we never got it, right? We didn't get the break and retest. So that may be a repeat that we're about to see right here. But again, you've just got to be accepting of what the market chooses to do. As we come into this big supply zone, if that level were to break, the rush from buyers could be huge. You could get a massive reversal or a massive push into the buy zone. People are going to say, oh, it's too high. It's got to come back down. And that's not necessarily the case. If you get that breakout, you get a clean green candle above this supply zone, you could very well attract a huge amount of new buyers to push this thing way higher, right? So what's the action, Nick? What are you actually going to do on gold? For now, nothing, but my scenario would be this. If we get a big green candle, if we get a solid demand level, then I will be looking for the pullback and the opportunity to go long. Outside of that, I'll do nothing. That's my honest take for you. I know that was a long analysis of what's happening, but that's context for you. It's kind of important, I think. So thank you for doing both sides of the analysis. Well, again, you just have to understand, and I'm glad that you appreciate that. Some people get mad when I talk about both scenarios. They're like, just make a directional choice. But the thing is, remember, I'm less predicting and more reacting when it comes to markets. That's just my strategy in general. Cool. Gold is range bound still. Might have a breakout opportunity in the new year, but not in November. Saying we'll just have to see, right? We'll have to watch to see. I wouldn't put it past. I think gold could break out, but right now, We're not seeing it just yet. One more thing. Hey, let's go look at this, you guys. Let's go look at the COTs for gold. So again, I'm going to go over to the website, a1trading.com. Feel free to use this site anytime you'd like. And I'm just going to scroll down and go to COT data right there. I'm going to click this and I'm going to go down to gold here on the left side. And let's see what big money has been up to. What do you guys think? You think gold's been being bought or sold by big money in recent times? Get ready. Have your answer ready. Let's go look. The answer is it's been September, October. They've been buying this thing. They've been picking up positions long on gold. Now, what we are looking at is the net or the net of the non-commercials, the net positions of non-commercials. Non-commercials, these are your hedge funds, proprietary funds, trading desks, right? Banks that are actively speculating in markets. That's what non-commercials are. That is telling us that basically the smart money traders are net bullish on gold and have been for the last few weeks, which of course, they're probably sitting in some nice profits here with that last few weeks. Here's the beginning of October, just to put into context. So they have been buying this whole way up. And so what that might mean is that they are anticipating a breakout out of this range and upwards and onwards. So again, is that going to happen? Well, the only thing that we have to remember about COT is that it is lagging. So again, our last data is November 1st. So since November 1st, technically they could have been selling. We don't know that, right, until we get the next report. But telling us that the big trend seems to be picking up long positions on gold right now, which again, that's not my opinion. That's not my interest. That's not my, my take on it. It's really what's happening in the COT report data, which is telling us that there is a net accumulation of gold going on right now from institutional money. So I would say that gives me extra confluence to say, if this thing breaks out, pullback plays, I may have to get in on. I may have to be objective with my trading and just say, hey, you know what? That looks attractive. So there you go. We are discussing what smart money is doing on gold. Did someone not understand that? Yeah, we're just or taking profits. It's possible, right? They could take profits, and that's why with COT data, it is lagging. It is not necessarily an incredibly right now indicator, but it can give you macro big trend ideas of what's going on. So what we saw there, if you back up the stream, if you just joined us a minute ago, COT data is telling us that the gold market is being net accumulated by big money for now, right? Who is ready? Here's the great question for the day. And this is really a great question. Ivan says, who is ready for the live with Ivan FX on A1 Trading Channel in 30 minutes? Can we do something? Hey, Chandler, can you do me a big favor, man? Can you drop the link to Ivan's stream in the chat for people? That would be awesome. I don't know if you have access to that, but if you might be able to just drop it in the StreamYard comment section, but then people could go grab that link and join us for that stream, because it's going to be great. You already know if Ivan's coming on there, he's going to be awesome. So looking forward to it myself. Ivan, take a break. No such thing, you guys. We've got a duty to do here between myself, Ivan, and the team here at A1 Trading. We are here for you guys. We rely on sponsors, obviously, so we do make money. So don't let me act like a saint. But truthfully, right, we really do have a mission. We are here to spread trading knowledge for free and to help traders out. We get something out of that because we're able to put this stuff on YouTube and make money through sponsorships and partnerships and things like that. Speaking of partnerships, let me just do a real quick thank you to our sponsor of today's stream, which is Traders Central. If you guys are looking to get funded, if you don't know what funding programs is, let's say that you have like $200 or $500 to trade in an account. Let's be brutally honest for a second. And the reality is that if you don't have very much money to trade, you can't really make that much from trading unless you're willing to gamble or double your account through really high risk, more likely to blow your account methods. But if you're looking for a funding program, I do want to encourage you to check out Traders Central. They sponsor our content here. They help to keep us running this show every day for free. So if you're looking for a funding program, I want to highly encourage you down below in the description to check out Traders Central. There's a link there for you to look into them. They're a funding program, so they're going to hook you up with an account basically to trade that can basically yield much more profits. What if you could get access to a $50,000 account rather than a $500 account? Obviously, the profits percentage-wise would be much more meaningful. So check out today's sponsor, Traders Central, down below in the description. And yeah, so let me see. There it is, you guys. Thank you very much, Chandler. So guys, Chandler was nice enough to drop in the stream chat there the link to the upcoming show. Here it is. So click that link. Grab that link and open it up in your browser on your phone or your app, whatever you're in, and just click remind me. And what we're going to be doing here is in just 30 minutes, we're going to have Ivan coming on, another speaker. If you enjoy the content that I'm putting out here, then please give me a try on the second channel. We've got A1 Trading, and take my word for it. Ivan has plenty to offer for you. He's a very smart trader and has been doing it for some time. So he could probably bring you some more free, helpful content. I signed up with them. Great company. Well, thank you very much for checking out today's sponsor. Like I said, there's no funding programs available in my country. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I believe check with Trader Central. You can contact them. They've got a really easy to chat with support team there. So check them out and just ask them your questions if you have anything there. Thank you for your time and humbleness. Well, thank you very much, Real Rafa. Appreciate you, man. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate you being here today. Before we go, like I said, we got another stream starting in just 30 minutes, and I'd love to see some of you guys over there on the second channel. A1 Trading is the other channel. So you can either click that link that was dropped in the chat, or you can just go look up on YouTube, A1 Trading. And that's our second channel where we've got other guests who come on throughout the week. And we have Ivan coming on today, who is more than qualified to entertain you guys for a little bit. So with that said, happy Tuesday to you. Thank you for being here. And with that said, we will see you back tomorrow. What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for making it to the end of today's stream. It really does go way more than you know towards supporting this content and our team here behind the scenes that makes all of this content possible. Before you go, I want to invite you to join our free Telegram and our free Discord, which will both be linked down below in the description. We share trading ideas, we share tips and tricks, broker recommendations, things that may be helpful to you in your trading career. And again, it's completely free. So down below in the description, click those links, join us there, and we'll see you in the next stream.